opponents early on. We are ready for the opening tip-off from Maples Pavilion, and the Cardinal will have the first possession moving right to left. Okorie running things, coming off that 26-point performance against Portland State. Apara had 21. His pass to Kamen comes up short. And a look at the Montana starters coming up on your screen. Money Williams, Tyler Thompson, Tyler Isaac, Kenyon Owino, and Tajon Sawyer. As there goes Okorie for an early two.
Well, he gets the basket, Ben, but that was outstanding defense by Okorie. Just in the dribbling, passing lanes, was there on the dribble and just took it away.
This Montana team features 5 Bay Area natives, 4 of them in the starting lineup. We told you Money Williams from Oakland. So maybe a little added motivation today for these guys. You figure they got some friends and family in attendance. As Williams can't hit the three, rebounded by Kamen. Let's look at Stanford starters now. It's Okorie, AJ Rahosi, Benny Gieler, Chisholm Apara, and Aiden Kamen for Kyle Smith's club, as Apara gets to the hoop for an easy two.
Well, that's what he does. He gets the basket. He really did that well in the opener, and that's something he's done in the past. He likes to drive it and get to the rim.
First 4 points to the Cardinal. And some more good defense there from Okorie as he deflected it off of Isaac, and it's Stanford ball.
Well, we talk about his 26 points, but how about the defense this young man's playing? You know, I don't think he gets enough credit that he's clever, he's in the passing lanes, he's really playing beyond his years as a freshman. I know it's early, but he's really shown that he can play both ends of the floor.
The Gatorade Player of the Year in New Hampshire last season in high school. Nice post move by Rahosi, and a quick 6-0 lead for the Cardinal.
Well, I like the play of Rahosi. He's really, AJ Rahosi can really use footwork inside. He's big, he's long, he gets his shot off pretty easily.
Stanford 3 for 4 from the field to start the game. Kenyon Owino can't get Montana on the board, and here comes Okorie. You talked about his quickness last game, Coach. That's what really stood out to me about Okorie, is he can change pace in a hurry.
Yeah, he does. He's really good at accelerating. And that's important if you're a guard. You know, usually it's upperclassmen and veterans that develop that, but a freshman that's got that kind of poise and the ability to shift gears, you just watch him how he plays. He never plays at the same speed.
Benny Gieler inbounding to Apara, still 15 on the shot clock. Apara has it stripped away, but good hustle to get it back. 5 to shoot for Gieler. Now down to 2 on the shot clock. Can they get one up? Kamen. And no, a shot clock violation. Good defense by the Grizz.
Well, that's good defense by the Grizzlies. Really good defense. Help side on the post up. Really good help side defense and post double down, dig down. But now Stanford didn't recognize the clock. You got to get that shot up. Late clock recognition. Somebody on the floor has got to yell that out. They got to beware.
This Montana team last year 25-10. As you see the first substitution for the Cardinal, and it's Jeremy Dent-Smith checking into the game.
Yeah, good-looking freshman, another good-looking player. I'm sorry, transfer player, not freshman. A player that's played, got a lot of games under his belt at the Division II level, but he dominated there.
Yeah, he was an All-American. Coach Kyle Smith talked about loving his poise. And more good defense from the Cardinal. Another Montana turnover. That's 3 already.
Well, I've been impressed so far, Ben, with Stanford's. You know, they're connected. They're really there on the drives. I mean, they've got a lot of guys helping out. Player turns his back, doesn't see the floor. You get down there and you just get your hands in the ball. Great defense.
Stanford forced 21 turnovers against Portland State. Nice pass underneath. And Rahosi will go to the line. Dent-Smith with a nice find.
Yeah, nice basket cut, and Dent-Smith with the great look. Stanford's doing a really good job early of attacking the basket, not settling for outside shots, but that's what you want to do. You get your big guys posting up, streaking to the basket. Stanford's guards, pretty good passers that have their head up and find their teammates.
Foul called on Tajon Sawyer. Rahosi 2 for 4 at the line this year, now 2 for 5.
Yeah, that's, you know, there's really not a lot of holes in his game, but if there's one, this would probably be it. Not a great free throw shooter. He's got to, you know, shoot it a little better, but he can definitely get to the basket, and he certainly draws fouls.
Shot 62% at the line last year at Claremont Mud Scripps. Can't convert there. Good effort on the offensive glass from Kamen, but it'll be Montana ball.
Well, you're watching Stanford now. They're going to pick up the pressure a little bit. That's something they've done a little bit differently this year. They extend the floor. Their defense a little more aggressive, and it's paid off for them.
So this is Brooklyn Hicks just into the game. Kickball there from Rahosi. Well, we talked about the success Montana had last season. Travis DeCure, what a job he's done now in his 12th season as the Grizzlies head coach, all-time wins leader for that school with 228.
No, outstanding job. He's one of the top coaches, in my opinion, in the country. He's done it, just every year. 4 Big Sky championships, 3 NCAA tournaments. Longtime coach, former assistant at Cal, so I got to know Travis pretty well.
Yeah, he was at Cal 2008 to 14. Another steal for the Cardinal. Kamen, nice anticipation. Dent Smith will fire the 3. Front iron, Apara flying in for the rebounds. Good energy early on, I think, from the Cardinal. Kamen will try a triple and hit. A 9-0 run to start the game for Stanford.
Kamen's increased his his range. He's really done a nice job early, just knocking down shots. Something he didn't do as well a year ago, but that's a bright spot for Stanford.
Montana still looking to get on the board. Grizzlies 0 for 2 from the field. They've turned it over 4 times. Down to 7 on the shot clock. More good defense, but they'll call a foul on Apara. First team foul on the Cardinal. We'll take a timeout. A good start for Stanford, leading at 9-0.
And Stanford's done a great job, not only in their opener, but they're doing it early in this game.
You saw the series history between these two teams. Stanford the 5-2 edge, last meeting in 2019. It's down to 8 on the shot clock. Montana looking to get on the board. More good defense as Trey Taylor was met at the top of that leap.
Well, they're doing 2 things, man. They're playing aggressively, and that's good. A lot of teams can do that, to play aggressively, but they're also recovering. They're on the help side, and that's important. You got 2 guys on the ball at almost every juncture. They're putting early pressure on the ball. Defense really looks good.
4 to shoot for Montana. Hicks trying to create, and that's a tough shot.
Well, that's a great shot. I mean, that was some really good defense, on-ball defense, but just even better offense.
Brooklyn Hicks, the transfer from UNLV. 9-2 Stanford. 15-10 to go in the first half. Okorie steps into a long 2 and knocks it down.
Well, this might sound kind of funny, Ben, but the Grizzlies and Travis DeCure, they're a good defensive team, but they're having to play against a Stanford team that's playing with an awful lot of confidence right now, and so it just doesn't show because they can defend as well.
Too strong on the 3 from Grant Kepley. And the Cardinal looking to push this lead to double digits. Apara calls for the screen, goes around it. Nice entry pass, but it's stolen away.
Well, there's case in point. That's just good defense by the Grizzlies.
Kenyon Owino, the freshman, averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds through the first 2 games for the Grizz. Nice blow by from Hicks. Underneath, Kamen stands his ground. Boy, Stanford not making anything easy on this end. 5 on the shot clock again. Hicks for 3, and he got fouled.
Ben, they just made something easy. That's the last thing you want to do. That defense could not have been any better, to your point. However, when the shot goes up at the very end of the shot clock, the last thing, I mean the last thing you want to do is, as aggressive as you're playing, is now to put this team at the line and take away your momentum. And, the coaches will talk about it early in the season. Those things happen, but boy, that's just a real momentum killer when you foul on the 3-point line, end of the shot clock.
Hicks now 5 for 5 at the free throw line this season. He only shot 54% last year at UNLV. Junior from Seattle. He's got 2 more coming.
Now he's thought as a coach that you want to chart challenge shots, and that's your goal. Your goal is not to block shots. Fine if you've got a great shot blocker, but change a shot. Go up and challenge a shot. If you can keep teams shooting against you with challenge shots, the average college teams shoot 38%. If you don't challenge, the average percentage is 62%. So that's a big difference. That's why coaches are really big on challenging shots.
He hits all 3. And so Brooklyn Hicks off the bench with all 5 Montana points, cuts the lead to 6. Just get the sense that the Grizzlies need to settle into this game. And
they're a good team. They will. They're a good team, and you can see that's 2 turnovers in a row now that the Grizzlies have caused. And I said that a possession or 2 ago, that you talk about Travis DeCuire and his teams down through the years. They can play defense. Travis DeCuire, and we'll talk about it later, Mike Montgomery disciple, and Mike Montgomery's teams play defense, so his team's no exception. And so Stanford is off to a good start, but they're going to have to maintain it.
Stanford ball on the possession arrow. This is Jeremy Dent-Smith trying to drive inside. He gets bumped out on the perimeter from Kepley.
Well, if you look closely, Ben, that's one thing that Stanford's been able to do, not only last year where they led the conference in free throw attempts, they are drawing fouls, so they are a hard team to defend. They can draw fouls on you.
Yeah, they shot 36 free throws last game and made 29 of them.
Yeah, that's huge.
Dent-Smith, long 2. And the rebound to Connor Dick into the game for Montana. He's the only Montana native on this Grizzlies roster from Missoula. We talked about all the California kids they've got. 5 from the Bay Area. Hicks double teamed. Good ball movement, bobbled by Dick. Pretty fine for Sawyer, who gets blocked, sticks with it and puts it back in.
Well, again, good defense by Stanford, but then just don't clean it up. You make the block and don't come up with the block or loose ball.
So a nice response from Montana, back within 4. The jump hook from Tallis Toure wouldn't fall.
Well, here's a dish, and look at the block shot. I mean, that's the block, but then didn't recover. Really good job by the Grizzlies staying on the offensive glass. Well, don't look now. It's a 1 possession, almost 2 possession game now. The Grizzlies have come almost all the way back after a 9-0 deficit.
And they've got the ball now, chance to make this a 1 possession game. Sawyer top of the key. He's one of the 5 Bay Area natives from San Francisco, went to Salesian Prep. Thompson for Hicks. Great defense in the steal from Okorie. And look at him go the other way. Lefty layup is good.
You know, what's impressive, Ben, is the way he's able to not just come up with the steal, but get to the basket, float, and then just calmly use his offhand. He did exactly what you should have done to protect the ball. He really plays with a lot of experience.
Quick move from Sawyer for the reverse layup.
Dejan Sawyer, he's tough. Know a little bit about him. He played for one of my former players, Justin LeBeau at CC in the city, and great college, great player.
Toure the offensive rebound off of the Okorie miss. Deep 3 from Gieler, and that wouldn't fall. And here comes Montana again, chance to get within 1 possession. Stanford started this game on a 9-0 run, but the Grizzlies have responded nicely. Sawyer lost it, but he's fouled. Yep. And that'll take us to the under 12-minute timeout. 11:32 to go in the first half. We got a good one on the farm. Stanford 13, Montana 9. Back in a moment.
They have won wherever they've been, and they've won big.
Yeah, Kyle Smith and Travis DeCuire. We got a chance to talk to both of them this week, and they've got a lot of respect for one another. You would understand why. Definitely 2 of the better coaches out there. So Montana basketball out of the timeout. Sawyer going to work in the post. Rahosi staying right with him. Nice defense from the big man, and he collects it. Gieler Knocked up in the air. Kamen grabs it for the Cardinal. Okorie. Oh, what a feed. Rahosi couldn't finish, and a loose ball foul on Stanford.
Well, Okorie set the table, and Rahosi just couldn't get the ball to fall, but you see how explosive the freshman is. I mean, Ebuka Okorie just drops off a dime, and you got to come away with, if not a basket, a foul. And that'll happen as the year goes on, but that's a great look.
Just over 9 minutes into this first half, Stanford has led by as many as 9. And another near turnover, but out of bounds. It'll remain with Montana.
Well, they're trying to look for the big fella, Tejan Sawyer, inside. And Stanford, I think, is doing a great job playing a three-quarter defense and also playing a foot behind, but getting down there early on help. That time was a front. They tried to go over the top, but Stanford recover on the airtime of the pass. So really impressive opening series defensively for Stanford.
They have played well. 3 for 9 shooting for Montana, 5 turnovers. And the shot clock winding down again. Owino, Dick has to put it up, and it's knocked away from him out of bounds. What a play by Aiden Kamen.
Nothing easy against the Cardinal. They really, you know, you're getting beat off the dribble, but there's a wave by, and they're just a recovery. They're just playing long guys. There's some pretty rangy guys out there in Stanford. You know, you don't want to give up too many blow-bys, but when you do, hustle, recover, and make a play.
That's a great play by Kamen to get the ball and not foul, too. Okorie, mid-range jumper, and he is now 4 for 5 from the field. 8 points in the first 10 minutes of the half.
He makes that shot look easy, just shoots it with calmness and poise.
Coming off a Stanford freshman debut record of 26 in the opener Tuesday night against Portland State. Cardinal up by 6. Shot clock winding down again. Skip pass to Thompson. His 3 banks in. Did he call that?
I don't think he called it, but I don't think they care. The bottom line is the shot went in. Quick timeout here to talk about it. And it just what he's done every step of the way. He's just helped his team win. But today he's going to have his hands full with a really aggressive and talented, Montana team.
A confident Grizzlies team as well. Out of the timeout. Stanford up by 3. Kamen will try a 3. That's too strong.
I think the Grizzlies will give Stanford that shot if they can keep their guards away from penetrating to the basket.
See if Money Williams can get a little bit involved in the offense. Just 1 shot so far tonight for him. Spin move by Owino. Wow, the freshman looking good.
Well, that's what you have to do when you're playing against an aggressive defense like Stanford. You got to drive somewhat. You got to be able to finish, but you got to drive.
Kamen another quick trigger 3, and now Montana has a chance to take its first lead.
Well, I think Stanford's settling a little bit now.
There goes Money Williams, knocked away from him. More good defense from the Cardinal. Coming the other way, Dent Smith knocks down the triple.
Great recognition by Apara. He knew that Dent Smith was trailing, and he just pitched it back and gave him a rhythm shot in transition, and he drained it.
Jeremy Dent Smith shot 35% from 3 last year at Cal State Dominguez Hills. And that's in and out.
Ooh, that was in and out, down and out. Came back. I thought that was bottom.
In and out twice.
Yeah, that was tough.
Apara sizing up Dick. Back out for it, Dent Smith. And a whistle away from the ball. That's going to be a foul on Owino.
Well, Stanford's going a little bit small right now. But you can see, as you're coming down the floor, watch Okorie with his presence of mind. He knew he had Jeremy Dent Smith trailing, and he just pitched it back, and he had a really nice shot in transition. That was easy.
Cardinal with the ball up by 4. 8th meeting all time between these two schools as Dent Smith got inside but couldn't finish. And it'll be Montana basketball.
Yeah, a little bit of a lid on the basket for Stanford last several possessions, but that has a lot to do with the Grizzly defense. They're playing a lot better now themselves defensively. You want to talk about a tradition and what Travis DeCuire's been able to do. His teams have played traditionally very good defense.
Tough to gauge too much from Montana's first 2 games. Again, just the level of competition not near what it is today, as Keeler has a steal, and he's going for 2 for Stanford.
Well, that's, again, Benny Keeler, a clever player in the passing lanes, anticipation. That's so much about the game of basketball. It's just being in the right place and getting there early. He was there way early to get that.
Keeler had 5 steals Tuesday night against Portland State, so he is off to a nice defensive start this season. Lead back to 6 for the Cardinal. Thompson, good entry pass to Owino.
Yeah, nice recognition. The front took place. They went over the top. Help side couldn't get there fast enough. Good job.
Straightaway 3 from Cameron Grant. That's too strong. Apara tips it to the backcourt, chases it down, and it stayed in bounds.
Nice hustle. Good recognition.
Montana still with a slight edge on the boards, 11-8. As Grant will try another 3. Couldn't hit that one.
Well, he can shoot it. I thought he's rushed, though. The last 2 shots just strained a little bit.
Another good entry pass. Sawyer position underneath and lays it in. 2-point game.
He's a load down there. He hasn't really been able to get going yet this game. But, you know, Stanford's aware that he's there, and so is Montana. They're feeding the big guy.
He's got 6 points and 4 rebounds early on to lead the Grizzlies. Ebuka Okorie, a game-high 8 points. He's got the ball right now for Stanford. Dent Smith to the corner for Keeler. Buries the 3.
Again, good recognition. You got to make those plays. You beat your defender. You got to know there's going to be some help side getting there late, and he found Benny Keeler, who can drain it from 3.
Stanford 3 for 10 beyond the arc in the early going, and it'll go back to the Cardinal. We'll take a timeout. 6:08 to go in the first half. Stanford up by 5.
You know, acclimated and going in his team. So, you know, if you're the Grizzlies, you got to start your defensive attack by trying to find a way to slow him down, make him somebody else beat you.
Kyle Smith had some high praise for him, called him our Lamar Jackson. He said, I'm John Harbaugh. He's our Lamar Jackson.
I like
because of what an important position he plays.
I like it.
7 on the shot clock. Keeler for Dent Smith. Going against Money Williams. Deep 3. And that was well defended by Money.
That's a great defensive possession coming out of the timeout for the Grizzlies.
Montana has not led in this game. That was deflected a couple of times, and that's the 9th turnover for the Grizz.
You know, Ben, that's a turnover. It'll go down as a turnover, and you know, kind of a bad pass. But it's Stanford that's causing that. There's great pressure on the ball, and there's great offside. Look at there's just guys all around. That was deflected by Okorie off of the Grizzlies. So it's the defense is still maintaining for Stanford right now.
Nice back down by Rahosi for the 2, and it's a 7-point lead.
Yeah, he's a post threat. I mean, he's legitimate down there. They throw it down in the block. You got Okorie, you know, Apara rather, and they've got a Rahosi that can really dominate down the block. That's pretty nice to have.
Well, Rahosi's a local kid from San Anselmo in Marin, as another turnover, and Dent Smith behind everybody. Boy, the turnovers really adding up. That's 10 for Montana, and the points off turnovers 16-3.
Yeah, you know, there's turnovers and there's bad turnovers. The ones that lead to baskets, Ben, those are bad turnovers, and that's tough.
Good answer from Owino.
Yeah, great backdoor cut. Stanford, you know, playing aggressively. When you play against teams aggressively, you've got a back cut, and the Grizzlies did that and found a basket.
It's actually 18 points off turnovers for Stanford. So 18 of their 27 have come off Montana turnovers. If you're the Grizzlies, he's got to take care of the basketball a little better. Apara couldn't hit the 3. Thompson skies for the rebound, ripped away. Nice effort by Rahosi. Apara, tough shot. Rahosi got the rebound, and he's fouled.
I don't think Chisholm Apara was going to score that one, but guess who's around the basketball? A.J. Rahosi, who's able to catch it and go back up. Draw the foul. Stanford here. leading by 7, hoping to hold on and increase their lead. The Grizzlies, not so much. Got to drive it. The problem is if you drive it, you got to have somebody to pass it to, somebody in the passing lane, and get a good look or finish.
A.J. Rahosi now 0 for 3 at the free throw line today. He's got one more coming. We mentioned just a 62% foul shooter last year at Claremont Mudge Scripps, and is now 0 for 4.
Yeah, those just don't look good. They're little, every shot's a little different. I know the Stanford staff working with him on that, but you got to get your consistency. You got to make each shot similarly, not shoot it differently.
All things considered, I think Montana has to feel fortunate. They're only down by 7.
Yeah, 2-possession game.
Despite the points off turnovers being 18-3. Williams to the corner, 3-pointer on the way. That's too strong from Tyler Isaac.
Yeah, good challenge by 6'10" Cameron.
Dent Smith, Rahosi in the post. And he finishes.
He may not make free throws, but he makes his post moves.
Yeah.
He's tough down there, and give Stanford credit. They know where their bread's buttered. They go right to the block. There's Stanford extending the defense a little bit, trying to maybe push the tempo a little bit, but also play solid and get down to a short shot clock.
Rahosi 3 for 4 from the field. Strong take, but unable to finish was Connor Dick. And Gieler the other way, draws contact. And I think they're going to call that a shooting foul.
That's a smart play by Benny Gieler. He's in transition. You know you've got to step on your defender. Watch him. He gets by his defender and he just gathers and gets his shot up. Really clever move by Benny Gieler. Is also a very good free throw shooter.
Shot 89% from the free throw line last year. Was 5 for 6 in the opener against Portland State. And he knocks down the first. Gieler had a really nice game on Tuesday. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. We mentioned the 5 steals. As Ebuka Okorie will get a breather.
Yeah, you mentioned Benny Gieler. He's gotten better every year, Ben. He's a smart kid who knows how to play. But, he's done whatever the team's asked him to do. He's certainly a great shooter, but he's also a guy that thinks the game.
He began as a walk-on here for Stanford, and like you said, he's just improved every year. This is the biggest lead of the game, 31-20 Stanford. Pump fake by Hicks, the 3 on the way, and Brooklyn Hicks off the bench has done a great job keeping Montana close.
Now that's a great look by Montana. Stanford just couldn't quite catch up with the ball. A lot of flybys, but in the end, a wide open shot.
Hicks hasn't missed. He's 2 for 2 from the field, 3 for 3 from the line, 8 points as Kamen gets the roll.
A nice drop off by Jeremy Dent Smith. These guards showing their capability of getting the big guys involved.
Balanced scoring today from Stanford. Okorie leading the way with 8. Gieler has 7, Rahosi 6, and Dent Smith 5. Nice ball movement from the Cardinal. Isaac couldn't get the 3 to go. Neither team shooting the ball great from 3-point range. As we're going to get a foul here on Montana. The Grizzlies 2 for 8, Stanford 3 for 12.
Well, yeah, and here's the pick and roll. A really nice job by Aiden Kamen, just hanging out and finding open space. That's your job in a pick and roll. You don't just pick and just roll anywhere. You got to roll, and if you have to stop in the paint, you don't get all the way to the basket. You give your teammate a passing lane, and he was rewarded there for the basket.
That foul on Connor Dick, 6th team foul for Montana. It was a short breather for Okorie, who's right back into the game. Kamen driving, couple of defenders stayed right with him. Good defense.
Yeah, there's nothing but green uniforms to the basket there.
Williams still looking for his first points tonight. The pass to Sawyer, blocked, got it back and put it in. Nice patience and persistence.
Tajon Sawyer just shows you that, you block my shot, you better grab it, because if you don't, I'm going to put it back, and he does. He's really improved his game over the years.
He's got 8 points along with 5 rebounds for the Grizzlies. Rahosi, kind of off-balance shot. Williams the rebound. Ahead for Chase Henderson, and he'll slow it down. Coming up on the final minute of the half, 33-25 Stanford. Williams swatted away by Kamen, and it'll be Stanford ball.
Well, Cameron's had the ability this game, just, he's gotten beat a couple times or he's helped out, but he's long and, and he just blocked it. Ball goes off the backboard and off the Montana. That's the second or third time now that's happened.
That's his second block. 5 blocked shots for the Cardinal in this half. The defense has been outstanding.
Well, that's what's given them this lead. They've scored, but the defense has created their offense.
See if they go 2 for 1 here with under 50 to go in the first half. Trying to get it in the post. Apara knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cardinal.
Well, that's good defense. Stanford kind of staying on one side of the floor, able and Montana able to load up defensively. They just never got off that one side of the floor, but good defense by the Grizzlies.
11 on the shot clock. Inbound to Apara, ripped away, and Apara called for the foul.
Yeah, I really like the persistence of the Grizzlies. Even though things haven't been going their way and they have had turnovers, they're still hanging in and just playing. And they're going to have to get through that, get to halftime and see if they can regroup. But they've got an opportunity to cut this lead significantly into maybe a 2-possession game if they can knock down a 3. And
that's the second personal foul on Chisholm Apara. Henderson running some clock here, about an 8-second difference between shot clock and game clock. To the corner for Dick. Into the paint, kicks out, Hicks for 3. That one off the mark. 8 seconds for Stanford to work with.
Yeah.
And Kyle Smith will use it.
Now, great timeout. Lose it or use it. Now, you might say, well, they had a break. Do you take that, let the players go? I think with 10 seconds or 9 seconds, Ben, that's a smart season.
Yeah,
so,
4 straight.
And how about 17 wins at home last season? That's a program, ties a program record. Impressive.
17-3. Okorie with 3 on the clock. Couldn't get it to fall. The tip goes. Cameron Grant at the buzzer.
Wow, what a great finish by Stanford. The shot goes up on the rim. And Stanford huge on the glass. Not the way the Grizzlies wanted to end the half.
Lead. Tajon Sawyer with 8 points to lead the Grizz. Owino driving baseline. Spins back. And draws a foul. We'll get to the line for a couple.
Well, that's actually, pretty good defense until late in the clock. And if the Grizzlies can get to the foul line, they didn't get there a ton in the first half, but if they can find ways to draw fouls, that's going to help their cause.
We know the freshman from Albuquerque knocks down the first free throw.
Here's a guy that's a 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year. How many guys do that, Ben?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Impressive.
No, that's
any state.
That's incredible. I mean, 3 times you were Player of the Year in your state. I don't know how many guys can boast that.
You see his record in high school at Volcano Vista: 116 wins, 4 losses.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah. So he makes both free throws. It's an 8-point Stanford lead. Cardinal with their first possession of the half. Okorie, man, this guy is unreal.
Yeah, and he's, if you look at his hand, I mean, this is incredible. Look, just if you focus on his hand, he's got his bandage there. And my goodness, he's tough. Knocking down shots from deep. Okorie, the freshman.
Montana trying to get to 3-0 for the first time in 7 years. Stanford, a 9-game winning streak against the Big Sky. As we talked about, they beat Portland State to start the season. They got another Big Sky opponent on Wednesday against Montana State. 3-pointer on the way from Courtney Anderson Jr. He's another Bay Area native from Vallejo. And look at Okorie. Oh, everything but the finish. Nice save by Money Williams.
Well, that's his good hand. The left hand that's not taped. And he made that shot earlier, just couldn't get that one to fall.
3-pointer from Thompson. Just not falling right now for the Grizzlies. 2 for 11 from 3. Okorie back the other way. He's got a game-high 11 points. Kamen buries the triple.
Well, he took that shot early and made it, then missed a couple. You know what? Give him credit. He stepped right back and said, look, I can make that shot. I have made that shot, and he sized it up and drained it.
Biggest lead of the game, 14 for Stanford. Owino draws the foul against Kamen.
Yeah. Well, you can see again, there's a dish pass. Look at that, the draw to and find your big guy out top. Again, it's Okorie making the shot. That was Kemen picking up a foul on this end. Just, you know, he's 6'10", and he's really long and just didn't have to go up and play with the body. You're just make guys shoot over the top of you. And he's done that most of this game. He's actually talking to the officials now about, hey, why is that a foul? And the officials will tell him, hey, you used your body. Yeah, it's a small thing, but you go up there and now you just go straight up and just to kind of lunge and get your body in there. Your verticality. If you go straight up, it's a hard shot to shoot over 6'10".
Yeah, see it on the replay. Good call, and that's what they're telling him right now over on the Stanford sideline. Just got to stay vertical.
Well, if you're going to bump your man, don't do it in front of the official.
That's good advice.
Find another place.
So he makes them both. Montana is a perfect 7 for 7 from the free throw line. As that ball will stay with the Cardinal.
Yeah, Apara just got to the basket, just didn't finish it, but an explosive move.
This feels like an important part of the game for Montana. You got to keep this thing close. You don't want to let Stanford to push the lead open too much more.
No, but it's important for Stanford too, Ben. They can't relax. They've had 13-point leads in their last opening game. Hey, there it is again, the foul. They fouled a couple times now. The same thing happened when they played Portland State. They were 13 up, a little bit comfortable, and then Portland State came all the way back. So you got to play both ends here and not the score. You know, so many players look at the score.
Well, let's see if this can get Money Williams going a little bit. He went scoreless in that first half.
Yeah, he's been quiet, and he's a tremendous player from Oakland High. And we talked about the lineage at Oakland High. You mentioned Dane Lillard.
Yep.
But I got to mention Yinde Obaka, one of my favorite players of all time at Cal. I mean, he was at Oakland High, and what a career he had. So there's been some players that have come through the pipeline at Oakland High for sure.
I remember Yinde Obaka well. He was there when I was at Cal, and obviously you were coaching him. He was a really good player.
We beat UCLA a couple times with him at the helm, and he was a tremendous player, great young man as well, and now coaching kids.
Okorie missed the three. Good hustle by Rahosi, but saved to Anderson the other way. Montana hanging around, down by 10, trying to cut it back to single digits here, and that was off the knee of Williams.
Well, Ben, you know, this is what Stanford's done well. When you bring two guys together to screen, that's a good offensive play, but it's an opportunity for the defense, and Stanford's just climbed on that this year. They've really clamped down that high ball screen out on the floor. They played it really aggressively, and they've already turned over not only Montana, they've turned over their opponents, even Portland State, in a very similar fashion.
Yeah, they forced 21 turnovers against Portland State. As Rahosi with the blow by. Oh, look out below.
There was no measuring it off the glass. There, we tell guys, use the glass. He said, no, I want to jam it. Whoa.
Williams will get back to the line for Montana.
Ben, can we see that one?
Yeah.
How about this? One step, two. Give me that. Whoa. I mean, holy moly.
Yeah,
that's with authority.
That is with authority, and that got this crowd buzzing a little bit. As Money Williams will go back to the line where he just hit a couple, and now 3 for 3.
You know, this is a way, if you're kind of struggling or teams are zeroing in on you in terms of Money Williams, you know you're going into this game, Stanford's going to pay attention to you, but it's a way you can get back in the game. Just kind of get to the free throw line, get some points there, and find some ways. But, you know, Stanford's going to have to continue playing. It's just a 10-point game. They're going to have to maintain their intensity.
Stanford has led the entire way. Started the game on a 9-0 run. They've led by as many as 14. As Dent Smith short on the 3. Good rebound by Thompson. He's got some really good leaping ability. Tyler Thompson from Fairfield. To the corner for Anderson, and we've got a 7-point game.
Yeah, I think Stanford's settling a little bit now. They've come down with some, you know, some shots from the perimeter, not attacked like they can. That's attacking.
There's the answer. Ebuka Okorie.
He must have hurt me.
He is so quick off the dribble.
Well, that's what you have to do. You had some success attacking the basket. Continue doing that.
Money Williams back the other way. No call. He lays it in.
Well, Money Williams, you want to get him going. If you're Montana, if you're Stanford, you don't want him to get going.
That's his first field goal of the game. He's got 6 early points in this second half. Apara right back at you.
How did he get that to go? My goodness. Chisholm Apara with the drive, the step back, and the foul, the harm in one.
Right. As you were saying, Stanford, this is sort of a taste of their own medicine. They got to the line 36 times against Portland State in their first game.
Well, here's a guy that can live at the line when he wants to. Chisholm Apara is strong, he's agile, he's tough, and now he completes the three-point play. But that was a huge basket for Stanford. They were kind of in a little lull, only about a two-possession game.
So the lead back to 10. Money Williams much more aggressive to start this second half. That jump shot wouldn't fall.
Left officials letting him play a little bit.
Yeah. Apara, quick move in the post, up and under. Well defended.
Yeah, he went to the backside. I thought he had a little look on the front side, but decided to cross over.
Owino. His pass to Sawyer, collision, and which way is this foul going? I think it's going to be on Stanford, and if it's on Gieler, that's a tough one.
Well, that could have gone either way, Ben. I mean, that's interesting. Yeah, they're saying Benny Gieler may initiate the contact. I thought Benny Gieler was in the right position defensively, but then the contact occurred. Benny Gieler did get fouled, but I think Benny Gieler made the contact first, so the initial play takes precedent. Officials right on it.
Hopefully Sawyer's okay. He's coming off a little gingerly, but I think he's all right. We'll keep an eye on that.
It's Benny Gieler I would have worried about in that exchange.
I was going to say, you would figure that he's the guy who would probably get the worst of it. Benny Gieler going against Tijon Sawyer, 6'8", 255. 48-38 Stanford. They've led by as many as 14, have not trailed. Connor Dick will try a three. That's short. And Okorie has it for the Cardinal.
Very good defense by Stanford. They challenged up the whole possession.
Ebuka Okorie, the freshman from New Hampshire, down the lane with the left hand, score it, and one.
You know, Ben, I'm looking at this. I mean, this is just one-on-one from the top. You got the floor spread. He says, I can take my man, and he gets by, and again, goes to the left hand and really, really glides and just great body control. I mean, he's done that. That's not a fluke. He's done that in 2 games now.
And he completes the three-point play. 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting. And now a travel on Money Williams. And guess who drew that turnover?
Yeah, I don't have to guess. I was right in front of us. I saw it with my own eyes, and here he is. He just anticipates.
Boy, that's a veteran play, too, from a freshman.
And that could have been a charge, but it was a travel first. And these are big possessions because the Grizzlies are capable of coming back on you. And the Stanford's now really, you know, they turned over Montana in the first half and now turning over Montana again. That's huge.
Well, if you don't know the name, get to know it. Ebuka Okorie, poised for a big freshman season with the Cardinal. Jeremy Dent-Smith, corner three. And Owino with numbers for Montana. Okorie forced that turnover too. He was the only man back. Apara into the paint. Somehow kept the pivot foot and drew the foul.
Yeah, you're right. He played like a middle linebacker or a defensive back. I mean, you know, he was the only guy. He doesn't make that steal, they're going to score. But here he is. He jumps it. He jumps it early, and that's just a great play. But now it's Chisholm Apara that's able to draw a foul, expose himself. I like the way he uses his body. He doesn't just expose the ball, but he keeps the ball tucked and draws the foul by exposing his arms to the defender. Veteran play by Chisholm Apara.
Apara will get a breather and a nice hand from his teammates in the crowd over there as Benny Gieler checks back in. One more free throw for Apara. Offensive rebound by Cameron Grant. Gieler couldn't connect on the three.
No.
Counter Dick the other way. And a blocking foul on Gieler. I think that was the right call.
Yep, then he got back, but couldn't get set in time out on the floor. You can see he's retreating, does a good job, but you know,
it's close.
Yeah, it was close. He did get the contact out away from the cylinder.
Yeah. Maybe just a little late, but those are always those bang-bang calls, the block charge. Well, it's a 7-0 run for Stanford to push the lead back to 14. Connor Dick trying to put an end to that right here. And that's the first missed free throw today for the Grizzlies. Connor Dick, the lone Montana native on the Grizzlies roster, believe it or not.
87% free throw shooter. Doesn't miss a lot.
One more coming for the lefty, and he goes 1 for 2. So it's 52-39, 14:25 to go. As getting his first action this season now for Stanford, the freshman Krister Skrinda, number 12 in the white. He's got the ball right now. Now Rahosi. Okorie, step back three. High arcer, came up short. And Tyler Thompson brings it into the front court for the Grizzlies. Okorie with another steal. Look at him go, coast to coast. Oh, just mistimed the alley-oop. Good idea, but it wasn't there. That would have brought the house down. Money Williams back the other way.
And that's what he does. Man, I mean, he just gets to the basket, and he's able to do that. So Stanford exchanges there, misses the lob, gives up a 2.
Rahosi for Dent Smith. Drives down the right side, offensive rebound, Rahosi, and sticks it back.
Now Stanford's playing with the 2 big guys inside, and that's causing Montana some problems. They're not able to clean up the defensive glass on drives.
A.J. Rahosi, 10 points, 8 rebounds. Grant Kepley can't hit from the baseline. Stanford up by 13. Just sort of hanging in that 7 to 13 point range, the lead for Stanford right now. Grant for 3. Battle for the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Kepley ahead for Hicks, right to the lane and scars it.
Nice basket, nice look there by Brooklyn Hicks. Just a good drive, and again, you got the Grizzlies just hanging. They're doing what they have to do to be in the ball game now.
Okorie from the left elbow, got it. 18 points for Ebuka Okorie.
That's tough to guard because you get screened. There was no help coming off that screen, and he just pulled up.
56-43. Williams trying to create some space. Dent Smith stays with him, but Williams over the top. So he was scoreless in the first half. He's already got 10 in the second half.
Now he's going to score it on you if you give him that shot.
Oh, Ebuka Okorie right back at you. And 1.
You know, Ben, was a pretty good defensive coach. I'm watching Okorie, and I'm going, I don't know what I would have done or my teams would have done with him. I mean, he's a load. I mean, if you pressure him, he'll go by you. If you play off of him because you respect his driving ability, he pulls up and just makes you pay. So really tough guy. And then if you put a ball screen in there, if you don't trap him coming off a ball screen, he's gonna beat you. He'll find guys.
Couldn't convert the 3-point play, but an offensive rebound for Skrinda. Apara brings it back out. Still 10 on the shot clock. Look at the confidence that Okorie plays with. Grant with 3 to shoot. Knocks down the 3. Wow. To beat the shot clock. Biggest lead of the game for Stanford.
Now you know why Cameron Grant was shooting all those threes, because he hadn't hit one. And he said, look, I'm not a bad shooter. I can hit this shot, and he did.
And that was not an easy one. Williams fade away. Too strong. Cardinal trying to push this lead even further. Apara into the paint with the left hand, scores it. 63-45.
Well, that's a veteran move, and that's a move that he's really worked on. He's able to get by you, but with his pivoting and his size and his strength, he's able to get shots up to the rim. Nice move by Chisholm Apara.
So the Cardinal have now taken control of this game with 11 minutes to go. Montana trying to get back in it. Williams with 8 on the shot clock. Steps into a three and hits. And boy, did they need that one.
Well, he's going to show you what he can do, but his career has been too good for him to be shut out. He's going to score on you. He's a load.
He's got 13 points this half. Dent Smith and an offensive foul. They're going to get Apara his third personal, and it'll take us to the under 12 timeout. 10:36 to go. Stanford up 15.
Defensively.
He's got 4 steals.
Yeah, which has led to the offense.
Yeah, he's doing it all. 4 rebounds, a couple of assists as well. Offensive rebound chased down by Hicks.
Well, Money Williams, talk about being on a tear. 13 points this half. He's really gotten it going.
Hicks tries a 3 and hits, so a couple of 3-pointers from Montana cut the lead from 18 to 12. They're not going away just yet.
Now, this is a veteran team that has guys, returning guys that know how to play.
Under 10 to play from Maples Pavilion. Backdoor cut from Dent Smith. Pass by Rahosi, knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Cardinal ball.
That was a good basket cut.
Stanford looking for their 10th straight win against the Big Sky Conference. 1-0 on the season after they beat Portland State on Tuesday night. Here's Rahosi in the post. He's closing in on a double-double with 10 and 8 rebounds. Pretty pass to Kamen for the finish.
I love Rahosi. I mean, he draws the double, and he goes and drops it off to his teammate Kamen. Just really good basketball.
65-51. Williams much more aggressive this half, looking for his shot. Isaac. Back for Williams. This is the freshman Owino. Right over the top of Kamen. Nice shot.
Yeah, good poise. Kamen held his ground that time, didn't leave his feet.
Kenyon Owino's been impressive. He's got 12 points on 4 of 5 shooting. Extra pass to Grant, another one to Rahosi. The little jump hook, and he's got 12 points.
He's established himself down in the block, and you know what, Stanford's teammates have seen that. They've recognized that. They all gave up shots to get the ball down low.
Cardinal have made 6 straight field goals. As Owino going to work, good defense by Kamen. Another turnover. Okorie, coast to coast for 2.
What can you say, Ben? I mean, that's just good basketball. That's a dynamic player climbing high on the glass and getting the ball off there for yet another 2.
He's got 22 points to lead all scorers. Money Williams has 15 all this half.
But you see where he can take over a game. I mean, the Grizzlies are going to be in good shape with Money Williams. He just didn't have a great first half, but he's on fire this half.
He's the Big Sky preseason conference player of the year for a reason. Rahosi in and out. And it bounces to Williams. See if Money can do it again. Mid-range jumper, he got fouled.
He got fouled twice in that possession. They didn't call the first one, but they called the second one. He got bumped early. I think the officials knew that. And you can see it. There's one bump.
Yep.
No call. But here's the next one. Not as much contact, but
just on the elbow.
But definitely got him.
Yep.
In fact, the official just told him, I think he leaned over and said, hey, we missed one out there. That's Roger Ayers. He's a veteran. He's a guy that will be in Final Fours. I really enjoy watching he and his crew work because they are veterans. I don't care what time of the year it is. And you see the officials talking now to the coaches. That's what good officials do. The guys that don't want to talk to you, I never had to, I didn't like that as much. I thought at least I was worth an answer.
Well, I was going to say what's funny to me is that all you coaches, you love officials once you're in commentating.
Oh, listen, they're all good
love
now.
Them from the broadcast.
They're all good now, Ben Ross. All these guys.
Dent Smith. Montana, a chance to get back within 10. Money Williams, he couldn't finish. Battle for the rebound. Williams got it back. Trapped underneath. Look at Jeremy Dent Smith. Goes to the floor and rips it away. Okorie splits the defense and gets fouled. End-to-end action at Maples Pavilion.
Oh, my goodness. How about the action?
Montana 69-57. Well, he decided at halftime it's time for me to start scoring. And he has been tough to stop. As speaking of tough to stop, Ebuka Okorie makes the first free throw. He's now up to 23 points to lead all scorers. Second one on the way, 2 for 2 for the freshman. So he's got 50 points in his first 2 collegiate games, and we've still got 7.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, impressive.
What a start to his Cardinal career. 71-57. Stanford is led by as many as 18. Corner 3 from Thompson. And last touched by Caden Betts.
Well, Stanford did a much better job that time covering out on the three-point shot. They've given the Grizzlies a couple of threes, but that time I thought they challenged well.
Both teams shooting the ball well here in the second half. They're both 50% from the field. Ebuka Okorie right back to the free throw line. So, Coach, this has been impressive from Stanford. They're up 14, and look who they're doing it without, right? A few key injuries. Ryan Agarwal, Evan Stinson. You got Donovan Young, and then Oscar Hilte also in street clothes.
Yeah, no, you've got 3 guys we've seen on the graphic and 4 total. I mean, and these are guys that play. They're not just guys that are on the team. They're guys that we think Agarwal's a starter.
Yep,
and
averaged 7 points a game last year.
Stinson's come in and hit some good shots. Donovan Young's played significant minutes. Obviously, Hilte, good player. So with this shorter bench, Stanford still maintained, I think, some good depth and some good performances for their team.
Hey, Ben, don't look now, but Ebuka Okorie has matched his 26 points from his first game. The feed that time to Keeler, kept in play. Apara driving baseline. Followed his own miss, got it a third chance. Look at the battle going on underneath, and it's finally taken by Kenyon Owino.
Now, good defense by the Grizzlies.
Grizz back the other way. Nice feed to Sawyer. The assist to Tyler Isaac.
Well, you can see why the Grizzlies were picked to win in terms of their personnel. They've got some guys that are hard to defend against. They've just gone up against a much more deep and spirited Stanford team that's doing things like that. Benny Geeler from downtown.
Hey, you know Benny's going to play well when Ben and Ben are on the call, right? 17-point lead for Stanford. Are we going to let him on our podcast? That's what we got to figure out. Why not? Okorie, what a save. Benny Geeler the other way. Cardinal playing with a lot of energy in this second half. Geeler, he was feeling it, but not that time. Money Williams, and right back to the free throw line. He is very good at drawing contact. That's Chisholm Akpara's 4th personal. So a little bit of foul trouble for him, and 4 for Benny Geeler as well. First free throw is good, and the lead 16, as Apara will come out with those 4 fouls. One more coming from Money Williams, 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. The junior out of right here in the Bay Area, Oakland High School. And 2 for 2 at the line. So we talked about some of the talent to come out of Oakland High School, Damian Lillard among them. But Money Williams actually the first to lead them to a state title.
Well, my guess is Ian Ebuka had to be working with Money Williams a little bit, and he's coaching now, so we'll see. I have to find that out.
Okorie, nice feed to Skrinda. Follows his miss and gets his first basket.
Yeah, so much talent in the Oakland area. Ben, Leon Poe coming out of Oakland. Some great players that have played here and down through the years. But the Bay Area you mentioned just really always has had talent.
Williams, good defense that time. Rebound Skrinda. The freshman from Latvia. And a 3 from Ebuka Okorie. He's got 29 points.
Stop it, Ebuka. Oh my. I mean, you didn't think, you thought there could be an encore. I thought he's capable. Hard to do if you're playing an overly tough schedule, but you don't want a false sense of confidence either.
Yeah, it's a great point. It's a delicate balance in the non-conference. 20-point lead now for Stanford as Brooklyn Hicks missed the 3.
Yeah, Stanford's did a good job rebounding. That was something that you know, they didn't secure the defensive glass as well in the first game. They've done a much better job tonight.
Jeremy Dent-Smith with 4.5 minutes to go. It's been an impressive performance by the Cardinal against a really good Montana team. Gieler, deep three.
Well, you have Benny Gieler that's knocking down shots like that, and with the addition of Okorie and Jeremy Dent-Smith, what is happening now is now the floor gets space for those post guys to operate.
He's got 13 points and another steal. Cardinals starting to pour it on with 4 minutes to go.
And he wanted to get the ball back for a heat check, I think, on that
Yeah.
one. Benny said, hey, come on, I just hit a shot, give it back.
Stanford with 49 points in this second half. And that's in and out. The tip is there from Skrinda.
Well, you see the size of Stanford paying off, and that's really been tough for Montana. Montana doesn't have the size up front that Stanford's thrown at them, but not many teams do, in all fairness. Stanford's got some big guys.
Biggest lead of the game as Stanford has put this one away. Williams couldn't convert inside, and you figure now both teams will probably start to go into their bench a little bit for these final few minutes. Nice pass by Dent-Smith and the finish from Aiden Kamen.
Yeah, you see Stanford getting their confidence, but they've got talent and they've got depth. I mean, we talked about the guys out. Be able to put the guys on the floor who are performing at this level says a lot about their overall depth.
It's a 12-0 Cardinal run. They lead by 27. Sawyer jump hook gets the roll.
Yeah, I really like the ability that Dejan Sawyer has been able to show, and he'll be able to do that this year for the Grizzlies. He's a much improved player.
12 points and 7 rebounds for him today. 2:35 to play. Stanford going to get their 10th straight win against Big Sky competition. Another offensive rebound from Kamen, taken now by Hicks the other way. Brooklyn Hicks having a nice game off the bench for Montana. And a three-pointer put home by Courtney Anderson Jr. He's a local product from Vallejo.
Right down the road.
Colorado transfer. Talked about the 5 Grizzlies players who are from the Bay Area. Nice to get them an opportunity to come back home, play in front of some friends and family. Gieler, there's your heat check. A little too strong on the three.
Oh, come on, Ben, he earned that. He earned that. I don't know.
Absolutely. Anderson quickly to the basket. 88-68 Stanford. I mentioned the Cardinal will play another Big Sky opponent next. They'll take on Montana State Wednesday night. It'll be Ted Robinson and Mike Montgomery on the call there. Hey, look at the freshman, Krister Skrinda.
Well, why not? I mean, you know, he said, look, don't forget about me. But you mentioned Mike Montgomery and Ted Robinson coming up. That's a duo for you. The veteran broadcaster and Hall of Fame coach, Mike Montgomery. Stand up big.
Didn't play in the exhibition game.
No, and he's a good player. I mean, that shows you the depth. And you have a Jalen Thompson and and players that can come off the bench and give you some minutes. That speaks well for Stanford.
We talked about the Cardinal and their success at home last year, 17-3. Those 17 wins tying a program record. They're going to start 2-0 at home this year with an impressive performance today against the defending Big Sky champion Montana Grizzlies. Benny Gieler short on the three as we're under a minute to go from Maples Pavilion. Amari Jenkins inside, Trey Taylor, and out of bounds, last touched by Montana.
Well, you know, it's a good time to make this. Only 45 seconds left. Stanford hasn't done much wrong today. And you could talk about, if you're the Grizzlies, maybe you're let down, you didn't score, shoot it maybe the way you can, but Stanford's been playing at a really high level. And when that happens, sometimes it doesn't matter who your opponents are. Stanford dictated today, and if they play like this, they're going to have a pretty good season.
Toure chases it down. This is Thompson looking for his first points. And rebounded by Chase Henderson. Cardinal going to win their 10th straight game against Big Sky opponents. Corner 3 from Jetkins off the mark, and Stanford doesn't have to shoot again.
Well, this one's in the books, but Ben Ross, you and I are in the books. Good to be back with you, partner.
Yeah, good working with you. Got the Ben and Ben show back on.
Why not? We've been there before.
91-68 Stanford. An impressive victory today. They